Hello and welcome to Darshan Dev. I'm Darshan and this is the HMS 7 video. So in this video we are going to make an HTML and CSS layout for this page, that's the booking list. So if you're not following with the HMS series and this is the first video you'll come about, do subscribe to this channel. I post new programming videos about new concepts, teaching you every day. So over here I'll link the HMS video video list, that's the playlist where you can watch all the videos that we have created in this series of creating a hotel management system app where people can book hotels. It will have an admin panel and all the user handling and email, all of the things that a modern functional web app has. So let's get started. So our main aim is to make a HTML CSS layout for this page, which is quite ugly right now. So I've deleted all of this, and then we are going to create a .content div which will enclose everything, an h1 that will say booking list, we'll have a h2 that will welcome our user to the page, that will be welcome user. I'll put the user variable in the context from over there. So now we'll have a div of bookings, and in there we will have we'll make div for bookings. Okay, so get into your code brackets. We are going to write a for loop for booking in booking list. Before you write any logic, end for, and then we are going to make a div called booking or with the class booking, and in there I'm going to show booking. I'll save it and then we will refresh. So we have made a div for each and every booking over here, and right now we need to display these bookings properly. We don't want this extra date and time stuff. We just want the date and hours and minutes, that's it. And also this should be converted into proper names, right? YACDEL, this all is not good. And this DKD has booked or customer 1002 has booked, this should change into, this should not be there actually. If someone has booked a room, it should only be shown who has booked the room if the person logging in is a staff member or the admin, okay? Because the normal user does not need to see who has booked the room. He himself has booked the room, right? And this is working. You welcome DKD. I thought that I'll have to put it in through context, but yeah, we already have it in context probably. So I'm going to fine tune this and then we'll move on to our CSS. So right now our booking that we are getting is in this format. Someone has booked something into something. I'm going to go into our views.py, and we have our booking list over here. So over here we need to pass in some extra context into our view. So we go here, and since it's a list view, that's a generic view, we define a function that is get context data with self and quarks in it. We are not passing args, remember, because it's context. And in context we have one object relating to another object. So we are going to call context in here by using the super method. Super function, super dot get context data, and we're going to pass in the quarks here. So we have got our context. Now we are going to add data to our context. So what we need here is the dictionary that we had made, the room categories dictionary which we had made in the room list view in the last video, which is HMS 6 video. So room categories is dictionary room dot categories. So I'm going to copy this code and then I'm going to paste it over here, correct the indentation. So right now I have access to dictionary of room categories, and probably I need the values only. Hey, but I just thought of another method that we could do it, and it would be even better, you know. Instead of passing this dictionaries and then compiling things out of it, we can just change the string representation of our model, and then we'll get the right thing in the template automatically. So instead of giving self.category over here, I'm going to change it to give this right ones. Okay, so the way we do it is self.room categories, it's room underscore categories, self.room underscore categories, and then after we make a dictionary out of it, we extract the value with the key that is self.category, because self.category is going to be the key over here. So if the room is YAC, it's going to give us AC then. Okay, so out of this dictionary it's going to give value that way. So we save it, and now when we have refreshed, we get this: AC deluxe queen, AC king, non-AC deluxe queen, that way. Okay, so we can make further adjustments even over here, and right now we had made adjustments to our room model, right? So the next adjustments we gotta make to booking. So go to the check-in and type .date there to just get the date out of this date time model, I mean date time field, .date, and save it. Now we go to our browser and refresh. Oh, it has given us a function. Well, that wasn't the way to get it. Instead of doing .date on the date time object, we have to format the date time according to what we want. So the method to do that is strf time, and in here we pass a string that gives us the format that we want. And for my format, I've googled that it's %h %m, and notice the colon here because I need the colon to show hours and minutes, so seconds will be removed. And also I'll do the same for checkout dot. Okay, so let's check everything and save it. Now let's go over to a browser and refresh. Now we get a pretty much good one, I mean a good representation of our booking. So 101 AC with 2 beds for 2 people from this time to this time. But one thing that I find wrong here is that we have given all the dates away, so we don't have dates over here. So let me take you to the documentation directly, that is docs.python.org date time. So this is the strf time and strp time behavior part of it. Find it using Control F and strf. Here you find, I mean the what we call the format syntax, that is %a directive gives you this Sunday, Monday, Saturday something. %a capital 1 gives you Sunday, Monday, that way. So we want the day of the month as a 0 padded decimal number. So %d dash %b, that is January, February, %d dash %b dash, we want year also, so %y, that's a capital Y. So here we are going to do a percentage d dash percentage b dash percentage y, and just a simple space, and I'm going to copy it to our checkout as well. Paste it over here and I'll save it. So I'll save it and let's go over to our browser, refresh, and now we get it properly. 19th of July 2020, this time to this date, this time. And I have to remove this A. I think I added it. It was a mistake. Okay, typo. Save it. Now better. Now what we need more? Let us see. What do we need more? We can assume one thing here, that the admin or the staff member won't log in into the normal site and will use the admin site. So we will remove this user, the user so and so person has booked something, and also it's quite verbose, so I'll remove this from and to will remain. I think we will do something like from equals and to equals, and also we'll make a few changes, like it shows self.room over here. So we also need to change the representation of beds and capacity. It shouldn't be like a sentence, right? So we have the self.number and self.category, that is the number, AC, not width, we will say just beds equal, and people equal. So now it will look much more concise and good. So I'll save it and go over to our browser, refresh. Well, it's taking time. Okay, our server was restarting. Let's refresh now. Okay, now it looks good. Now 101 AC, beds is 2, people is 2, from this time to this time. Now that is something that we wanted. Now we can put it into divs and then display it along with a great CSS. This method may seem simpler, but one caveat here is that you don't have access to information like what category of the room is, or what number of beds, what number of people, and what from, what to definitely mean, because all of it is returned as a string from the model. So you don't have access to particular data, so you cannot render it in a table or anything else, unless you use regular expressions, of course. But before going into that topic or doing something there, I think it's better to just leave it here. If you want to use the data, that is the room category, the number of beds, the number of people, the from and to, and also the room numbers separately, then definitely you can go with our first approach, that is get context data. Then you can do all the logic that we have done in the room detail view or room list view. You can get the values and then put them into the context and then use them in your models as you wish. But I think that's not needed for us right now. Right now we just need to make a good looking HTML outline and a bit of CSS for this, and this is pretty much what we need. So let's not make it much more complex. So let's proceed. So we already have our divs over here and everything, so let's link a CSS file. So our CSS linking, let's go over here, not availability form, let's go over to room list.html, not even room list, room detail view. So we need hotel CSS and the CSS file name. So that's the way we link it. We need static, and also we need to import static, so remember that. Hotel CSS, then what's the, okay, it is booking list, so BookingList.css, and here on the first line we import static, not import, actually load. So we type load static and we save it. So let's make our CSS file and get started. Go into static hotel CSS and then make a file in there that will be called bookinglist.css. So let's start with some general CSS over here. So we will do padding 0, margin 0, box sizing border box, and we will make our body sans serif, or if you like any other font, then it's fine as well. Just this one looks much more modern. And then we'll give a color that will be 555, and then we'll give our H1s and H2s a color that will be a bit darker, that will be 333. And we will save it. Let's go over here and refresh. So now it looks much better. Let's do a few things like text align center, and here we get it into center. And now let's add some padding and margin to these. Go into booking. It should have a margin of half rem and a padding of 0.25 rem, and I'll add a line height and line height of 1.5 and font size of 1.5 rem. Refresh. Let's reduce it a bit, 1.25. Okay, so let's add a border. One pixel, solid, 777. Refresh. Let's add something like border radius and 0.25 will be enough. Let's add some margin and padding on our H1 and H2 as well. So we'll have a margin of 1 rem. And I think we can make it look much better if it was a table. I doubt my previous thought. Let's do something like from and to will be taken from the model, I mean the model string representation, but the other details can be taken from the booking itself. Okay, that will be short and good one. I mean, we will avoid some unnecessary logic from getting in our code there. So I'll remove the self.room from booking string representation. I'll let everything else be there, and then in our booking list, first of all I'll save my model, and then in the booking list, this booking representation will give us the from and to, but let's see how it looks. I think it will look much more square and even. It won't have this wave and all. Now it's much more readable. And let's go to our template and take booking.room.number. Let's see if we get it, and yes, we do. Now we'll get booking.room.category and booking.room.other things, and before we do that, we'll make a table. And to make a table for ourselves, simply use the table tag. So table th, but first of all tr, right? Then we'll have the table headers. The first one will be room number, the second one will be after room number, room category, the third one will be from and to. Oh, but we forgot the beds and capacity, right? Beds, capacity, from and to. From and to. And let's add our table data. So let's make the next table row tr. Let's add our td. So our td room number is gonna be booking dot room dot number, and it will be followed by a dot or whatever you like. And the second one is gonna be booking dot room dot category, let's add the third one. The third one is going to be booking dot rooms dot wait, does the room have, yes, booking dot room dot beds, let's add the fourth one, booking dot room dot capacity, and let's add the fifth one, from and to. And that's simply taken from booking. Let's save it and let's see our table. Now this is our, we put it in the for loop, right? This tr should not be in the for loop. The for loop should begin with the table data, that's td. Remove the for loop from here and paste it over here. Or we need to make a different table row for everything, so paste it over here. So first row is already made, for loop for the second and the rest of the rows. So we'll end for over here after this tr, and we'll save it. Now this is how the table looks like, much more better than before. Now this is the room number, room category, beds, capacity, and this. But the room number, I think we should apply text align center to each and every one of these, so it will look much more better than now. So let's go to dot booking, text align center, save it and see. Oh, but dot booking is the div, so let's go and select the table, dot booking table. So instead of making a different selection, I'm simply going to put table in here, and that will make all the changes for us. Let's save it, and now let's refresh it, and yeah, this is how we get it. Everything is in the center, and but we don't get the borders. And if you feel like borders are important, you should definitely make them. Let's go over here, and to each and every, what do we call, should we add a border for table rows or well, after having a look, I remembered what we need here is cell padding and cell spacing. Let's add those over here. Cell padding will be 1 rem, cell spacing 0.25 rem. Let's see how that looks. No effect. Well, since these are HTML attributes, we cannot set them here. But a better way to do, I think, is to set them on th and td. So select th and td and set the padding to 0.5 rem, and save it and refresh. So this looks better, and we just need one small border under the ths, so we can put the border under the first tr, or if we just put border under th, that will be enough. Th border bottom is to 1 pixel, solid. Let's make this one dark. Okay, but it has gaps over here, 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 and here. This can be solved by having shared borders. So I'm going to change the table's border collapse to collapse. So this decides if all the cells in the table are going to have separate borders or same borders, I mean shared borders. So collapse says that the table will have shared borders. When I refresh it, I get one line, and I'm going to center the table, and that's it. Let's go over here, and so since I want to center things, I've done one thing. I removed text align center from h1 and h2, and I'll place it under body, so everything is centered. Let's save it and refresh it. This doesn't center our table. I think we haven't saved it. Wait a second. Save it, refresh. So let's do one thing. Let's use flexbox over here. Okay, so now we will let this text align center be where it was, and then we'll select the content div. I'll make it here. This will be display flex. And for our table, we are going to do flex 1, and here we have to set flex direction, column, and justify content, space around, save it, and then refresh. Let's do this row, and now refresh. The reason that this has happened is these are not flex items, right? Let's make them flex. They will also do a bit of flex, so flex 1, refresh. Oh, we can do better. Wait. Flex direction should absolutely be column if we want it to work. Column, and then instead of justify content, we will do align item center and refresh. Now we get it in the center. But let's see how flexible it is actually. Let's change the screen size and take it to tab size. Tab size quite good, but let's reduce it further and further till quite over here it's legible, good. But below 588 pixels it goes somewhat like this, where the from to column is completely unreadable. I mean, still if you try you can read it, but it's not that good. One way that we could make it better would be moving the from and to information from over here to over here. But since our main concern is not learning Flexbox, I'll just link a Flexbox video right here in the I button, so you can go there, watch it, and make the best UI for yourself. So this one we will stop here and also add just a few buttons over here instead of making it more flexible. Let's add a home button at the top of the table. Let's add it I'll copy the home button from the page that I had made. That will be room detail view. Yes, here I have it. So this is the home div. Okay, you remember this one. And then we have the font awesome.js script. I'll also copy that one. Paste it, save it, and then I'll definitely need the script to show our icon. Paste the script in your head and save it. The script should come before our CSS. I don't think it will cause any problems, but that's the way it should be to avoid any unexpected bugs. Refresh. Let's see, this is our home. Oh yeah, now this is our home. But let's add our home CSS. Let's go to detail.css and I'm going to copy the home. No, I think I don't have a specific CSS over here. Let's go to our normal CSS, that's BookingList CSS, the CSS of mainly this file. Below content, I'll select the home div and then make the font size 1.5 rem. Make the font color, not font color, it's simply color, triple 4, and refresh. Color has not had any effect on it. It still looks in that color. Wait a second, let's remove any text decoration. Because it's an A tag, right? Let's go over to our BookingList.html, see the home, okay, this one. Inside div home, let's select this A tag and do its text decoration to be none. I'll cut it from here, select dot home A, that's the A tag, text decoration none, refresh. I'll specify the color specifically on it. I'll refresh. Okay, now it blends in and looks good. But how do I know that this is the home button? Let's do something like text align. Let's do it to left. Let's align the div to left. Well, I think that's not such a big problem. Just let's move this font size over here, and we don't need this extra home. Delete it, save it, and our CSS is ready, our HTML is ready. Although a simple one, it's ready. Let's go over here, try our home link, and let's go home. Let's go and book something, and then go to room list or booking list. Well, we remain yet to make a profile URL. I mean, we already have a profile URL from Django All-Auth from the last video, but we need to make a profile.html, right? So let's do that in the next video. And also we have to link, when we book a room, we have to redirect to that URL, that booking list that we just created, that is over here. Let's go to our booking list and see it. So this is our booking list, and let's log in as our customer 1002 and check it out. Accounts log out. We can also remake these pages, they will look much better after that. /account login. Oh, I logged in as, oh god. Let's log out once more, and now let's log in. So customer 1002, and I log in and I go to room list, and we should see one booking. Oh sorry, booking list. Yeah, and this is our booking. So congrats for completing the 7th video. So that's it for this video. In this video we made this HTML and CSS for our booking list, and in the next video we're going to handle our profile, account profile, and many other things. So let's get right into it. Hope you liked this video, hope you learned something new. So subscribe and stay tuned. All the tutorials coming every day. Cut this part completely. So in this video we learned how to make an HTML and CSS for our booking list, although quite simple one, and not going into the depth of flexbox and everything, but I've linked it in the I button up there and in the description. So if you would like to learn about them, please go and check them out. And in the next video we'll check out more about account profile page and other things. So subscribe and stay tuned. Bye bye.